On your mark, get set.
This year has not been the best year, but it makes me appreciate life a whole lot more. It reminded me of all the good in life and how much I have taken things for granted. It reminded me to appreciate the little things. One specific memory popped into my head during this quarantine. It's Saturday, December 7th, and I have to get up. My legs are stiff and my body is still asleep. Only 3 in the morning and I have to go to school. I jump out of my car and head right into the school. I walk down the white hall and with a hustle and sign in. Carlos is there. He's wearing an elf hat and with another one in his hand for me. Our outfits look almost identical. The only thing different was our sweatpants. His good energy was resonating off of him, and the moment his and my eyes locked, he squealed, jumped up and down, and came barreling down the hall, charging right towards me, wrapping his arms around me and giving me a bear hug. Brielle comes out of the band room. She is wearing a Santa hat and a black hoodie with sweatpants too. We were both excited to see each other as we embraced in a hug and laughed. The 3 of us waited for the adults to come and tell us what to do. We were being sent off in groups and sent to a section. Carlos, Brielle, and I were put together and sent to Section A. The first car pulls up. Carlos, Brielle, and I rush to the car. The trunk pops open and we start pulling out items. Carlos takes the table, Brielle takes the cooler, and somehow I get stacked up with 4 boxes of candles. Everyone's laughing at me because I couldn't see above the boxes. We wait for another car to come by when what feels like the 100th car just left. My friends and I are talking gibberish, joking, and having a lot of fun, even though we're freezing our butts off. But for a moment, there was complete silence. We were all just in awe. The sun was rising and the sky was a baby magenta with blue streaks and purple and pink clouds. The closer I looked to the horizon, the more beautiful it got. The light magenta transformed into a burnt orange and neon pink. There are long, fuzzy clouds looking like they were just streaked along the sky with a paintbrush. And in the center of all this was a half circle of golden honey. The lemony sun rays were poking through the clouds. We were astounded by the beauty before our eyes. A sense of appreciation and security was given just by seeing the simple, everyday beauty of Mother Nature. The fair has finally started. A never-ending swarm of overweight grandmas, overly excited moms, curious dads, and reluctant kids rushed through the doors and came straight towards us. Finally, it was our break. We headed to the cafeteria, grabbed our burritos and our drinks, and sat down on the steps. Our feet were aching, our heads were hurting, and our muscles were sore. We were just plain out exhausted. But we cracked jokes, talked about how unusual some of the people here are, and had fun as a group. While we waited for our next job, I pulled out my phone and took a few pictures of us so we could always remember that moment. Even though working at the craft fair all day was completely exhausting and not very fun, the fact that I got to see my friends at 4 in the morning and got to make connections and laugh at really bad jokes with them made it one of the best days of my life. One of the best summers of my life. At first, I was so reluctant to join marching band because it's a lot of hard work and it really does test your mental strength. And I hated almost every moment of it. It was like a love-hate relationship, but it's something that I do again and again because throughout all the hard work and all the pain, connections with the people I made would never go away. And we all shared that pain together, and we all won and lost together. And no matter what we did it together. I didn't like marching band so much as in just the music itself, but more because of the people in the band. I loved it because of the memories I've created. I remember the very first day I was accepted and I was one of them. I didn't feel left out. I remember when we went to Denny's after every competition. I remember all the mental breakdowns and how everyone was there for one another. I remember the song we sang every time it was someone's birthday. I remember the way we ended our rehearsal strong, even if we've been outside practicing for 8 hours. I remember all the excitement we felt every time we ranked up or made it to the next competition. I remember when our tarp flew up and threw people in the air and how everyone came together and helped each other out. I remember how much everyone hated the tarp and kept falling over it. I remember our finals and when they were sold and how we all cried together. And I remember whenever we created our own finals just so we could perform one last time. I remember after the very last competition, when we had our senior circle, everyone was crying and saying goodbye to the seniors. I remember the family we created. I remember everything, both painful and sweet, from beginning to end, and I remember all the moments in between. It's important to remember the little things, the memories you share with your loved ones. It's important to appreciate how much good we've had in our lives. Those little memories can make a huge difference in life.
The circumstance, we are all in this together. We run for each other. We are all one race, the human race.